Good morning. It's Friday, April 3rd, and just have a couple different announcements for all the staff in the district. First off, just want to let you know that we are implementing an attendance policy. We're reiterating the attendance policy that we have as a district and want to make sure that students are staying engaged and that they're participating in the online work, whether they're calling in through a video chat. We can take attendance if they're calling in to our virtual classroom and participating that way. We need to make sure that they're engaged and participating. I know there's students that are turning off their camera so you can't even see them. So it looks like they might be there, but they're not interacting in any way. At that point, teachers have been marking students absent. A lot of students are calling in. That's another good way to mark their attendance. If they're calling in, if they don't have internet, everyone has a phone. So that's another way that they could participate. There are some students and families that have multiple siblings, and so it'd be hard for them to call in if they don't have any internet. And so another way that you could look at doing attendance is if they turn in their paper-based work. So we're leaving the attendance policy up to teachers to determine if a student is present or not. Basically, we want to know if a student is there so we can contact the parents just like we would if we were regularly in session and follow up with the families and see how we can best support them. So mark them present in Infinite Campus if they're present in the video chat in virtual classroom, either through internet means or by calling. And then those few students that are just doing it paper-based, if they complete your task and you see that they're doing their homeworks that they're turned in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can mark them present also. Now with Infinite Campus, you can't go in and put in attendance that was done a day or two ago. So you'll need to email an administrator or email your attendance clerk and let them know on what they need to do as far as marking them present or not. But we need to make sure that we're taking attendance for those students and we're following up with those students. Also, there's been discussion throughout the district of going to a pass-fail grading system. So we want to get your thoughts. So please go to this survey here and fill that out. It's a quick survey, and then we'll reassess and see what we need to do. We've talked about just going pass-fail grades, kindergarten through 8th grade. High school, it's a little bit harder as they are getting grades posted to a transcript that they then have to use to get into a college or anything like that. So please fill that out so we can get your thoughts and ideas on that. There's been some questions about PIR days. Many of you had about 5, maybe 6 days. Many of you had over 7 days. 7 days is the required amount of days for the state. If you had 5 or 6 days at the time that school shut down for this coronavirus, don't worry about it. Please keep attending the trainings that we have, the Carrie Cole trainings, the Coach D that we had yesterday. We have Darina coming again. She presented to us at the beginning of the year. And then Shelly Stanton. So make sure that you're attending all these PIR days, and we'll make sure that everyone is okay at the end of the year. We have a lot of opportunities to learn and grow in this situation. So take advantage of these different trainings. And if you have any ideas of other trainings that you'd like to have us get, please let us know. And then also, obviously, any announcements that we have sent out, please make sure that you are reviewing them. You're reviewing the district announcements and then also the announcements that are going out to parents and staff members every single week. Travel, there's been a lot of questions about that, not just in education, but throughout the nation and the world. So since this situation is changing so much, anytime that you travel outside the county, we need to be informed, and then we communicate with local health officials to determine if you need to be quarantined after you get back. So at this point, I think the biggest question is if people can travel to Bonners Ferry. A lot of people either go shopping there to the different grocery stores. At this point, it's fine to travel to Bonners Ferry. Actually, they're in Boundary County. There are no cases. So you're fine to travel to Bonners Ferry, but anywhere else, please let me know, shoot me an email, and then I can talk to our health officials and see if you'll need to be quarantined when you get back, and you might reassess your travel plans. Technology, just want to give a big thank you, a shout out to Roy for all of his great work and his patience. He's done a tremendous job in making sure that we're staying current as staff members and then also as students. Again, just want to reiterate a few things. If you need to increase your bandwidth in your internet, please let us know and do that, and we will reimburse you. We said that we would pay we'd pay $50 a month for internet as long as we're closed. Make sure that if your bandwidth needs to go above and beyond that $50, that you just let us know about that, and we'll reimburse you for that also. If you need any microphone or anything like that, so there's a lot of neat microphones out there that can cut out some of the noise. And many of you working at home, it might be a little bit easier to focus. If you need a microphone, let us know. Or if you need any other kind of technology or technology support, please let us know, and we will get that for you. The state has opened up some additional funding to allow this to happen. So we just need to be flexible and cognizant of that. Facility use and access information. Another big shout out to Keith and his crew, not just for facilities, but for the delivery of everything. Big shout out to Terry and her food crew. They have worked, and Keith's group has worked so hard in keeping us safe and getting everything delivered and keeping our facilities clean and disinfected. So great work. Thank you so much for your excellent work in that area, Keith and Terry. Just to be able to track the coming and going of staff members, please fill out this document. It'll just take you a second. It basically is asking you which days and which hours the plan is for you to come in until this situation is over. It doesn't mean that you have to follow that schedule exactly, but if you do deviate from that schedule that you put in here, you will need to let us know so we can make sure that we're getting things disinfected. Also, the schedule, just want to review that. Mondays from 10 to 11. Shelly Stanton is having office hours, so you can go in there and ask her about any technology questions that you do have. She can work through that. If you want to work with her any hours outside of that, please just reach out to her. She's been a great resource, and she's so impressed with all the work that you've done. And she's reiterated probably half a dozen times how much further off we are than other districts. But that doesn't mean that we can't keep growing and learning and developing. So on Tuesdays from 7:45 to 8:15, this is optional technology training. It's a quick, give us a tool and ask some questions, and then we're out. On Thursdays from 7:45 to 8:15, this is required training. There's some staff members that missed it this past Thursday. I get it. There's a lot going on and trying to figure out what the schedule is. Carrie Cole did a very nice job this past Thursday. Make sure that you remote in this coming Thursday. And then just to let you know, pick up and drop off for students. We're just doing drop off now. And for those who live in town, this happens on Tuesdays from 12 to 2. And we're still picking up homework. So that's why I'm still calling it pick up and drop off. So we pick up their homework and we drop off homework and food at that time. For those out of town and on a bus route, this happens from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. If anyone asks you about that. Also, just some announcements that we made to the community. We are trying to do all that we can to provide internet access to all of our families. Again, this is something that we are being counseled by our state and federal agencies to do as best we can so we can provide an equitable education for all of our students. We have high-speed internet out in the high school parking lot. It does not have the same access or filter system that we have in the school building. So anyone in the community can sit in that parking lot and download or stream or do what they need to. It does have some filters, so they wouldn't be able to sit out there and watch inappropriate things. So also we have hotspots that just came in last night, and we're going to be deploying them out to those families that live within cell range that need internet access. And then we're also reaching out to families who do not live in cell range that we can hook them up to the internet. So that's how we're trying to get internet to everyone. And then lastly, homework pickup. Just so you have a little picture, these are the front doors of the elementary school. This is where family members can drop off homework if they did not get them picked up from our Tuesdays and Thursday routes. They can drop them off here. Some families, parents work into the evening and are not around during the daytime to drop those off to our bus drivers. And so they can come in at any time. This is upon their request. Put them here. And then teachers, you can come in here, unlock with your room key. Your room key will unlock either one of these locks, allow you to access in here, and they're all organized by name, where the homework is at. And we try to do the best we can in disinfecting it, spraying it down, and making sure that it's going to be safe for everyone. So if there's anything that anytime we can do during this situation, please let us know. I'm just so impressed with all the work that everyone is doing and creativity that's going on in providing a quality education and still focusing on the mission of the district to get all the students up to their potential as best we can with the situation that we have. And then I'm routinely impressed with how teachers are not just focusing on the education part, but just reaching out to students and connecting with them and trying to maintain those relationships and support them and their families through this difficult time. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help at any time. We're around all the time and accessible at home and at school and anywhere you need. So please let us know, and thank you, and have a great weekend.